When you have some carbs, let's say at 8:30, and then if your blood sugar goes up too high, that's when you get very sluggish and sleepy and you feel some kind of way. Berberine is going to come in and help with that. Chromium is also going to help you metabolize the carbs. So if you're having issues with your metabolism, you have to understand that yes, it is a lot of hormonal issues because you're in perimenopause and menopause. That's where the black cohosh comes in. Weight issues, your metabolism is off, baby, this is what you're looking for. But let me tell you why. There are so many different fat burners out there. This has black cohosh. That is like money for anyone in perimenopause or menopause. I am 46 years old. I am on the journey. My cycle is very inconsistent. I'm taking HRT. Now, I'm not having a lot of hot flashes and different things like that, which black cohosh can be very helpful for. It has helped me regulate my periods, no pelvic pain, no period pain, no painful sex. It has cut back on the hot flashes. Sweet baby Jesus, there's nothing worse than sweating buckets when you're trying to be cute. You're laying in the bed, you wake up and think you literally peed on yourself because you're that sweaty. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That is why I love black cohosh. Now, that's why I was using it before, but to have this wrapped in, berberine is going to help balance your blood sugar. What I love about that is when you eat, for example, I just had some toast. I should have had protein with it, but I didn't, no shade. When you have some carbs, let's say at 8:30, and then if your blood sugar goes up too high, that's when you get very sluggish and sleepy and you feel some kind of way. Berberine is going to come in and help with that. Chromium is also going to help you metabolize the carbs. So if you're having issues with your metabolism, you have to understand that yes, it is a lot of hormonal issues because you're in perimenopause and menopause. That's where the black cohosh comes in, right? So that's going to kind of, I don't want to say attack, but I'm going to use the word, it attacks the hormonal piece. Then you have gymnema, chromium, berberine, and then the ashwagandha to come in, right? So let's also talk about when you are getting older. I'm not saying that your nervous system is dying when you get older, but when you get older, you are more sensitive to stress, right? You're easily startled. It's easier for you to get anxiety, depression. Your mood is all over because your hormones are going up and down, right? So you got the black cohosh coming in to stabilize those little hormones. Then you've got the gymnema and the chromium to turn on that metabolism. It also is very helpful for thyroid. I have a sluggish thyroid. It was diagnosed long before perimenopause. So being able to take this and support my thyroid, support my metabolism, support my blood sugar, like baby, I could go on and on about all the things this can do. Now with this, I had to look at the bottle because I'm going to tell you something. This says 1 capsule. For me personally, I take 1 in the AM, 1 in the PM. Couple different reasons. I know my hormone levels. I'm very religious about checking them. It's my area of expertise. The other thing is I'm an ostomate. So I know that my supplements run through my body a little quicker. If you don't know what an ostomate is, I have a bag. So my colon collapsed, I have a bag, totally different video. But what I will say is do not be afraid to take a little more. Sometimes you guys get the supplement and you're like, it only says 1. Yes, but that's for people that probably got a more optimized body. If you live here in the US, your hormones are off, you're stressed out, you're gaining weight, you're eating GMOs, you got chemicals and hormones flooding your body, you may need more than 1. So talk to your practitioner, talk to your doctor, but definitely want to check this out.